Up next, Robin Bonsall. Welcome to committee.
Members of the committee, thank you very, very much for the opportunity to be here today and share my testimony in support of House Bill 2168. Since 2016, early 2017, when my friend and I co-founded Kansans for Hemp, I have been more of a quiet observer of this legislative process, listening and learning as hemp bills, cannabis bills have been introduced and killed for various reasons, waiting for that bill to be introduced that aligns and resonates with my personal hemp dreams. I stand before you today because I believe House Bill 2168 is that bill. Can you believe in a future that you can't see and you can't experience with your senses yet, but you have thought about it in your mind so many times that your brain is literally changed to look like that dream, that event has occurred? Ask me about my hemp dream, and my brain knows exactly what that looks like. This, for me, is year 2 of my personal 10-year hemp vision. In 2025, springtime, my husband and I will break ground on our dream home, our forever home, nestled on 18 city acres of future cropland. When complete, our dream home will be fully insulated and finished with hemp-based products. We would love it if our dream home was built with as much Kansas-grown hemp as possible. Today, my hemp dream feels more vivid than ever because House Bill 2168 has the promise to move Kansas's agricultural hemp industry forward exponentially this year. Now to talk about the hard things. The industrial hemp program with KDA has seen steady decrease in farmer participation since the Farm Bill of 2018. It is now 2023. Kansas has 4 agricultural hemp processing facilities with the capacity to process over 7,000 acres of agricultural hemp, fiber, and grain annually. This year, our friends from South Bend Industrial Hemp, who you met presenting yesterday, they shared that so far they have contracted only 1,600 acres this year. They have the capacity to process 7,000. They've only contracted 1,600. That capacity is only 30%. We can do better. This program should be growing, not withering. My hemp dream looks like House Bill 2168 passing either as written or with the balloon amendments my friend Kelly Ripple, co-founder of Kansans for Hemp, submitted this week. But first, I would love to address some concerns I have with the fiscal note, 3 of which I will talk about here, and then others are in my written testimony. Number 1, if third-party testing can be an option, there are fees that would be around $45 instead of $300 as stated in the fiscal note. $45 versus $300, that's pretty significant. Number 2, if licensing fees could be $250 to $300 a year or $500 every other year, that is significantly different from $1,200 annually plus $300 in testing fees. And that would mean more small 10 to 30 acre farmers can enter the hemp industry and have a greater chance of profitability in the first few years. Number 3, if Kansas can mirror Montana's industrial hemp program, like our friends at South Bend Industrial Hemp said yesterday, Kansas is primed to thrive in the agricultural hemp economy. 1 full-time employee position, as opposed to 4.5 positions stated in the fiscal note, focused solely on hemp and educating law enforcement and future hemp farmers. That is more fiscally responsible to grow and stabilize KDA's industrial hemp program over the next 2 to 3 years. Agricultural hemp is Kansas's future. My hemp dream is to be part of innovations in food, fiber, textiles, and even greenhouse gas research for reduction. That can be the future of Kansas, and that future can be now if you support House Bill 2168. Thank you very much. I can stand for questions at the appropriate time.
Any questions for Ms. Bonsall? Representative Fairchild.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess I'll just ask the same question I asked earlier. Do you know how they came up with the 4.5 FTEs in the fiscal note?
From what I understand, their intention would be to hire folks to process what they have considered a priority of over 3,700 new products that would be introduced in this bill. My colleagues and I find that to be curious because the products that they would be referencing are finished products, manufactured or retail products. This bill has nothing to do with retail products. It has to do with the agricultural growing and processing. So I believe that that is where they arrived at that number. I don't believe that should be included in this bill. I believe that should be addressed in another bill, specifically possibly House Bill 2451 that talks about finished CBD products.
Representative Murphy.
Thank you, Chairman. Robin, appreciate your passion and your testimony. What are your roadblocks? I mean, I'm sure there's many. I mean, like regulation-wise or definition-wise or things like that. What are some of the things that you're facing that would help smooth this out?
Thank you. Good question. Two roadblocks that affect me personally. The fees. We are not 3- and 4-generation farmers, my husband and I. We are hopefully new farmers that will be entering the industry, and agricultural hemp is our way to that. So right now, the fees being $1,200 or essentially $1,500 with the $300 testing fee, that's a risk that we just can't take right now. So if those fees were reduced, the potential rewards would outweigh those risks in the first few years. Another is the definitions of what currently is industrial hemp in this bill. If we could see a differentiation between agricultural hemp and industrial hemp. Agricultural hemp is fiber and grain or seed. Industrial hemp is the cannabinoids, the CBD. Those would vastly help improve what we are struggling to be able to do as future farmers.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Other questions? Thank you. If you'll be available in case we have some follow-ups.